I went to the corner, my friends, they weren't there. They said, hey man, you want your share? I turned around and walked away. I didn't want to live nowhere. Street corners with the finest of youth.
Howdy, everybody. Douglas Scott McCarron again. I seem to be on current topics for these couple of videos I'm doing. But about COVID, I've been listening to the news where there's new, not necessarily more virulent, but easier to catch mutation of the virus has showed up in England. And, I'm talking from history. I was a history major, I had a minor in theology. And among all the various things you read about a lot of infections and pandemics and epidemics and plagues and things like that. And one of the things I've really been struck by with this one compared to the 1918 flu pandemic, which is, again, different. That showed up somewhere in early summer, late spring, kind of floated along, went down in November, October, or September, October, November, it started coming up, and then December, it took off, and it was a brand new form of the virus. It was not a brand new form, it was a flu, but it had mutated to the point that, while we were learning about the virus, it was learning about us. And it was that second bunch that really wiped the floor. I really, what was it I read? 5.6% of the world population died in like less than a year. So I don't know about if that's what's going to happen. We have a vaccine coming up that supposedly will help. I hear a lot of people are planning to not take it, so I guess they're the ones who are going to catch it and die. Which, I don't know what to say about that. Doesn't strike me as smart, but, people seem to be really committed to their beliefs. To me, it's an alien life form. It doesn't care about our beliefs. Yeah, a lot of us think if we believe something, we can project that into the world, and then we're protected, or the world's going to do that the way we think. And quite often that doesn't happen. And this is an alien life form that doesn't care what we think or our beliefs or our rights or anything. It's just looking for a host to replicate in, and then get sneezed out in the atmosphere and go looking out for somebody else. A lot of people are acting like they have a say in what's going on in the matter with the virus, and you don't. You have a say talking to fellow human beings, but this thing doesn't speak English. It doesn't care what you think about it. And I was in a measles epidemic, which isn't quite the same, but that kind of spread through the town pretty rapidly. And then I think it's called the Hong Kong flu. We got quarantined in that, and I saw somebody die outside in the streets from it. So that as soon as I heard there was a virus breaking out in Wuhan, the first thing I did is I walked to CVS and I bought a mask and I bought some hand sanitizer. Because that's what we did then, and it just seemed to me that it was coming. So anyway, I talked about the Spanish flu, which, it's not really the Spanish flu. They just call it that because it showed up in World War I, and nobody wanted to talk about it any more bad news than the war, so they looked at a neutral country, which was Spain, and they talked about it as what was going on there, so it became known as the Spanish flu, even though there's a bunch of theories, but a lot of what I've read seems to think it came out of the United States, of all places. But I see people like, rock stars and stuff, writing songs about don't let the man tell you what to do, stand on to your freedom. And, to me, it sounds like a lot of that sounds to me like the teenager that's tired of having people tell him what to do is expressing itself. And, you're welcome to do it, but if you catch it, I don't know that there's going to be a hospital bed for you. Which also brings up another thing. I talked to a couple of friends of mine say there's something that's going to happen politically in earlier mid-January about the election and the stop the steal thing and changing everything. If there's riots or people shooting each other, the thing is if you get beat up or burned or shot, you got to go to the ICU. You aren't going to have an ICU because it's going to be full of the pandemic people. So all I can say is everybody stay calm and really think about this, especially as apparently all these stories about vote rigging machines are the people who made the vote rigging machines are now suing. Everyone is saying that for slandering their machines and hindering their business because none of it's true, according to people who make the machines.